Ben is laying down in his studio apartment. It's late, and the work of the day is done. He's ready to sleep. Ben tosses and turns, unable to find comfort in his bed. Time passes, and his restlessness rises. His mind wanders to the forbidden, to what is taboo, to the only thing he can think of when alone: sex, or rather, the idea of sex. He visualizes a person in his mind, usually a woman. She has a slender waist and a thick, voluptuous booty. The person does not have a name, a personality, or even a face. Ben can't look a woman in the eyes without anxiety, and his focus is usually below the chest anyways, so he discards the face of his imagined creation. Ben slides his hands down his chest, past his stomach, and down by his thighs. His hands are cradles of pleasure. His visualizations are more vivid, more real. The woman in his mind fawns over him. She exists for him. She performs for him. She loves for him, a soulless creation. His grotesque and naked ideations occupy him. Warm blood pumps through his veins. Ben's heart races. He straddles the line of disgust and pleasure, until he can no longer distinguish either. His breaths are deep and frequent. Ben lays on his back, but he knows he must reposition himself. His own touch and mind aren't enough to obtain what he desires. He needs more, much more. Ben rolls to his stomach and lifts his cell phone from the floor. In seconds, he's on a website of choice, staring at intense and more detailed versions of his imagination. He settles on his stomach. It hurts to bend it downwards this way. The pain is sharp, but subsides into pleasure as he presses and expands into the bed. Both hands add to gravity's pressure. He scrolls and jumps through videos. Ben looks for the perfect scene. He looks for nirvana. Spit, sweat, fluid, orifice. He isn't impressed. It's never enough for him. His standards have risen over years. He blows out a breath. It's nights like these he goes multiple times, until his mind and body are numb. He compromises on a video. Ben strokes harder. His veins press into his fingertips. Liquid expels from his body as blood pumps. Oh yes, sweet joy rises through orgasm. Ben is a new man in this second, until he isn't. Feelings turn. Acidic vomit tickles the back of his throat. He abhors the video. It disgusts him. Ben shuts it off and throws his phone to the floor. He almost looked into their eyes. That cannot happen. For a moment, he glares at the countless cracks and indents in the wall. Every muscle in his back and neck tightens. He speaks. Do you really think I care about anything? Do you really think I care about anything at all? When lust is expelled, contempt is all that's left. Ben exhales and sinks his head into the pillow. It's cool to the touch, but its soft embrace brings him no pleasure. How could it? The joy of a nice pillow is laughable compared to the greatest heights of sex, or at least, what he thinks is sex. He lays in bed, motionless. A shiver creeps down his spine. Ben imagines the faceless woman from his fantasies standing over him. What does she want from him? He visualizes her beckoning him to go to the bathroom. There's bleach in the bathroom, he mutters. That's what she wants. She wants him to drink it, to die, to engage in the true meaning of orgasm, little death. Ben rolls to his back and looks around. No one else is in the room. His organ throbs from being bent. He grimaces. Ben stands and walks over to the window, facing away. He stares out at the few streetlights illuminating the bitter night. The thick liquid stuck to his thighs irritates his skin. Maybe I should kill myself, he says. A wave of warm air touches his neck. It's probably the heat. Wait, he doesn't have any heat. Not in his apartment. Ben's jaw tightens. Something brushes against his bare back. He jumps. Ben turns around and sees her. A naked woman standing before him with pitch white skin. Everything's the same. Her large breasts, her wide, lusty hips, and protruding ass. But for once, Ben's focus isn't on the body, but on the featureless patch of skin where her face should have been. She steps closer, and Ben backs away. She corners him against the wall. He cowers. He stomps on the floor. I did it. I took your face away. His voice lowers to a whisper. If you're here to kill me for that, do it. The creature comes closer until a mere inch away. Stay back. His voice cracks. The being presses its cold, blank face to Ben's, as if going for a kiss. First his nose, then his lips, and finally his eyes touch her cold, featureless face. He trembles as his entire body is frozen in place. The creature's skin begins to appear less colorful, less real. Soon she fades away from him and disappears. Her icy touch vanishes. Then, in a soft tone, a woman's voice enters Ben's mind. Come for me one more time, my dear, and you'll never see human eyes again. You'll be mine forever. Will you be a lover for the inhuman? Inseminate me, my dear, and then you'll see. Go ahead, masturbate. I am your soulless creation.